Welcome to Kutch time. Today is November 5th, 2025, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the Utah Jazz 114-103, moving to 6-2 on the young NBA season. After a slow first three quarters, Cade Cunningham was electric in the fourth, having 19 points, shooting 8 for 15 from the field, and had three three-pointers. He was everywhere, and he was unstoppable. He was feeling it. He was even throwing heat checks, which was rare for Cade. He shot an almost logo three-pointer just because he felt like it. He did miss it, but just seeing him attempt those being so hot is an amazing sight to see, using an MVP chance for the fans, and that's why we were able to close out the game against a close Utah Jazz squad. There was a lot of good today. Cade Cunningham ultimately had 31 points. He had 10 assists, a lot coming off this Jalen Duren connection. They were the whole time together. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren have had this really deep connection on the offensive end. And over this offseason, they were shown together a lot. They were shown working out. I think they took a vacation to Italy where they were even working out there, even vacation, even just having a good time together. And that's really shown on the court. We've seen. I didn't know we could see more lives between the two than we did last year, but we have. We're getting 3 to 4, even more lobs per game between the two, and it's helping out both. Kay's getting his assists numbers up, and Jalen Duren is significantly getting his points numbers up, and both are looking to have very, very strong seasons. Jalen Duren had another strong night. He had 22 points, 22 rebounds, and I think he could easily be an all-star in this Eastern Conference this year. Eastern Conference has a couple key injuries with Tyrese Halliburton and Jason Tatum, so there's a couple all-star spots open, or at least they should be. And Jalen Duren has really showed that he's going to fight for that. He had 33 points, a new career high on Saturday night against the Mavs. Today he has a 20-20 game, and there's not much more you can ask for from this guy. I mean, he's a pretty classically built big. He's inside the paint. He's a rebounding guy. He's a lot better on defense than he was in years past, and he's showing he has his all-star potential, and he's still super young. When he got into the league, he was youngest player in the league, and that was a couple years ago. So he's still in his young 20s, and he's really living up to it. Him and Cade have the deep connection, like I previously said, and he just is dominating the paint. And he's taken advantage of these weaker front courts that he's gone against with the Jazz and with the Mavericks, even a little bit against the Grizzlies with their injured depth. And he's showing off that when the night comes for him to be a standing point on the offensive end, he can show up and do it, and he can be that consistently, and that's really good to see from Jalen Duren. Another good guy was Asar Thompson. I had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of them being offensive rebounds. He was a team best plus 22 from a plus minus standpoint. And again, he's just a guy who can kind of do it all, even if he's not this great offensive player, even though he had a great night tonight. He's always going to bring in the defensive end. It's very rare for a star to be unplayable on the court. I mean, yes, he has struggled with his free throws this season, but even without that, we're not playing hacking a star right now. We're not facing Joe Mazzulla, who's really the only guy who would probably do that. But he just adds so much presence, so much driving force on both ends of the ball. He's this great piece for the team, and he's really probably easily the third most valuable player on this team, if not higher than Jalen Duren in potential wise of what he could become. And he keeps showing it night in and night out, especially with this good run the Pistons are on right now, getting these easy wins that they should be able to get and to build a record to make the playoffs again. Stu, defensive monster night. On the stat sheet, he said he had 3 blocks. I believe at one point he had 4, so that means one got taken away. Will it be given back? I'm not sure. But he was everywhere. Very early on, Svi Mikhailu, a former Detroit Pistons, had 10 points on perfect shooting, and Stu decided to guard him for a possession and made Svi kind of dribble around a lot and had to pass out the ball, even though he was so hot to start the game. And he was hot the whole night. Svi, who was a former Piston, during the initial stage of this rebuild, even before Cade Cunningham got here, he had a career high 28 points. Just want to give him his flowers for a really good game, really good offensive game despite the loss. There was some bad tonight. The free throw shooting was again a struggle. We were 13 for 22, a really bad 59.1%. You want your team to at least be shooting 70, and really more like 75 to 77 range. That's what you want from a team at minimum. shooting less than 60% is terrible as a team. And it's not even like Asar is usually the guy who is bringing us down a lot and has had a couple of games where he shot less than 50%. Today he shot 4 for 6, still isn't the best, but is 66%. And that's what you want to see from Asar. If Asar can shoot 2 for 3 or like in that range, the 66% for the season, that's good. That's a lot better than what he was. That's going to be adding basically an extra point a game because he can get to line pretty well because he's a really good driver and he's such a physical force that defenses have to guard him tightly when he drives to the rim. He's pretty likely to get fouled and get free throws. So him being able to shoot at least that percentage will help a lot. But Jalen Duren had 2 for 4. His first attempts were both misses, which is a rare sight nowadays. Jalen Duren has been a lot better free throw shooter this year, which has definitely helped with the scoring impact. But tonight, missed first 2, made second 2. He'll be better than that. This is just an off free throw shooting set for him to start the game. Karis LeVert 2 for 4. I'll get him a little bit. Duncan Robinson was 0 for 2. That's again, Duncan Robinson is probably easily our best shooter on the team, at least on a consistent basis. So him missing both attempts at the line consecutively is a rare sight. Again, the team's not going to shoot this bad every night. It was just an off night. We could have easily scored a lot more points today. We could have easily had this game closed out well before like the minute and a half mark, which is what we end up doing. I'm going to get into a rant here. Karis LeVert has just not been good to start the season. He had 10 points tonight, which is his best scoring output tonight, but he's been unplayable on the offensive end, and he doesn't never makes up for it on defense. He's a below average defender, maybe average depending on the night. But he's been poor. His IQ has been really bad to start the season. He's forcing up shots that he should never take. It seems like he's making up the lack of shot making with trying to put in fake energy almost. He's almost sporadic on the defensive end. On the offensive end, he's moving a lot, but he's not doing anything. Like he's not helping the team on defense, not helping the team on offense. It's just kind of just, hey, look, I'm trying to do something. I'm looking like I'm doing something, but nothing's happening, and it's kind of annoying to watch sometimes. And he's not that great. He had a really good season with the Hawks last year, and he's had a good career, and he was supposed to be this good offensive piece for us coming in. But to start the season, he hasn't had one good game. Uh, Tonight was his best night, and I would still say it was a bad performance from him when he was on the court. The problem with him is he's forcing up these mid range. He's forcing up contested shots, fadeaways that just aren't good shots when we have time on the clock and we have players who can make things happen that aren't him. Like Cade Cunningham is more likely to make something happen. Obviously, Asar I would trust more. Ron Holland I'm going to trust more. Basically, everyone I'm really going to trust more to do something with the ball that's not in Karis LeVert because he's shown he can't really be trusted with it. When he has the ball, he likes to force up an attempt, and a lot of the times it comes with a miss. And it's just he's going to play himself off the court. He's going to play himself out of minutes. Right now, Jaden Ivey is not healthy. When Jaden Ivey comes back, I do not know what Karis LeVert's role on the Pistons will be. He was supposed to be the scoring bug off the bench, maybe some ball handling, and he hasn't been good at either. Dr. Robinson will probably be moved to the bench, and he'll help the scoring out. And Ivy will be the ball handler off the bench after first subs because realistically will start. So it's like, what's Karis LeVert's role in this? I don't really know, especially with the rumors Malik Beasley could come back for the Pistons if he gets cleared. Karis LeVert isn't going to have a role on this roster pretty soon if he keeps playing like he is because he hasn't been good in the minutes played and he hasn't shown a reason to get more minutes to even try. A lot of these games are close, so it's like, when are you going to play him in the garbage time? You're not going to play a 10-plus year vet in garbage time. Like, he's not going to want to play. He thinks he's better of himself, and he should think he's better himself because he's proven in the past that he is. But this season, he has outright sucked. He can't. He isn't playable, and his time on the team, minutes wise, is should be getting limited soon, or should be watched more closely, and he might get benched completely from games if he continues these bad shot attempts, his bad IQ plays, because he's hurting the team when he's on the court, and it's irredeemable at this point. He's this far in his league, in his career in his league. It's just bad. He needs to be better if he wants to have true more playing time, more minutes, especially when the roster gets fully healthy in the guard position. Next game is Friday against the Brooklyn Nets at Brooklyn. It's the first game of the NBA Cup for the Pistons in this season. And the Pistons, I'm going to guess, are going to try to kind of make the tournament. They're really close last year. They were in it into the final game in the group stage, and when they had to play the Bucks, and they got absolutely dominated, and the Bucks ended up winning it all in the NBA Cup before the whole season falls apart because of Dame Lillard. And the Pistons have a pretty easy group this year. I don't want to say it's the easiest pathway, but it is one of the easier pathways in the league to make the little play in a little single Elam tournament, get some extra cash for the young players, get them some more competitive time. And it will be a good time for the roster and a good showing in these more competitive games. And I really hope they're able to show off what they can do in this higher sense uh, pressure. And I really think that they have a really good chance to go deep in the NBA Cup this year because they're 6-2 to start, and they have a really good record, and they've shown their offensive and defensive skills so far and what they can do, and they have a really good chance. So hopefully they can do that, and hopefully they can win. Uh, I'm gonna plug my Twitter right now. I do live tweet the games when I can. It's almost every game. I rarely miss it. And if you do like updates during the game, during like quarters, I give more insight during the game. I would like you to follow that and you to follow the content, as it is something I really like doing and would appreciate the views for it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you are able to watch the video Friday. Thank you.